The Jersey Shore is a precious resource for the entirety of the state of New Jersey, and particularly Monmouth County. And I think thanks to the strong leadership of the local state senators, assemblymen, but particularly the mayors, places like Long Branch are roaring back. And it's a place where people understand the importance of making a private capital investment to reap the long-term dividends. I mean, there's only one New Jersey Shore. It's access to the ocean. It's access to a better quality of life. And when we see the success of what's happening in the council, and particularly under the mayor's strong leadership in Long Branch, people are making substantial investments. The business community is coming back with shopkeepers, with small businesses. People are returning to purchase residential housing. The value of the housing stock is going up. So people understand that Long Branch is a good place to make a solid investment. The Jersey Shore is a precious resource for the entirety of the state of New Jersey, and particularly Monmouth County. And I think thanks to the strong leadership of the local state senators, assemblymen, but particularly the mayors, places like Long Branch and Asbury Park are roaring back. And it's a place where people understand the importance of making a private capital investment to reap the long-term dividends.
Problems here were in the 50s and in the 40s, when everyone wanted to be near the ocean before air conditioning and parkways. You built small units along the beach and people came here during the summertime, and then in the wintertime they left. And when those units no longer became desirable, they filled up with people, the landlords filled them up with tenants, and they became overcrowded and run down, and people really didn't know what to do with it.
Long Branch during the 80s experienced deterioration in terms of businesses moving out to the malls and to the highways and other places. You had some things occur negatively, again, on the ocean front with fires, with, again, businesses closing. And so your beachfront suffered.
We formed a public-private partnership with a group called Long Branch Tomorrow about 9 years ago.
Long Branch Tomorrow was made up of all different city agencies and groups and civic and community organizations. So the purpose being that everybody had input, and everybody who in the community, who had a stake in the community, was at the table involved in putting together the plan.
We hired a world-class firm that has done world-class planning, brought them into the city of Long Branch, and used their expertise to determine what is the plan that's going to sustain the city for many years to come.
We divided the oceanfront, approximately 140 acres, into 5 different sectors. The idea being that we'd start in the oceanfront because that was the most desirable place in town where we'd have the easiest time attracting developers. Plus, it was probably the area that needed it the most. What was left behind after, several generations of prosperity were decaying buildings. A lot of multifamily housing that had fallen into disrepair, was owned by people from out of town, and was being occupied by a mostly transient population. So we had a fairly easy time fitting into the state requirements that we were an area in need of redevelopment. The idea is we have to do a couple of different things. One, we had to replenish the beaches, which is done. In areas where there was literally no beach and the ocean pounded the seawall, there's now approximately 50 to 100 yards of beach. On the other side, where we had Ocean Boulevard, which was in some spots a 7 and 8 lane highway geared up for over 100,000 cars a day, we found that all that did was block the population from getting to the oceanfront. And you can drive on that road and have no idea that you're that close to the ocean. That is, we've got money, quiet that down to narrow it to make it a more attractive road. On the east side of that, close to the ocean, will be largely a residential community, much quieter than what is there now. We've redesigned the road and the roads that are inside that area. We will have approximately 100,000 square feet of residential right in the middle of it, and our big goal right now is to rebuild the pier.
For the first time in many decades in Long Branch's political stability, you have a mayor and council all working together on the same page, trying to achieve the same goals, and that has really provided a lot of credibility, not only to us as a governing body, but to the city.
What you see here is, for the first time, it has been a situation where good planning is prevailing, not just opportunistic construction.
We're the only municipality in the state of New Jersey first and only, to have a pre-approved redevelopment plan by CAFRA. And what that allows us to do is it really attracts, it makes our redevelopment plan in our city much more attractive to developers because they know they can come here, and as long as they fulfill and meet the pre-approved design guidelines, the permitting process down at CAFRA is almost a non-event.
The Cyber District is a zone in town with, in my mind, the ability to create thousands of jobs. We're in the process of figuring out how to make sure that virtually the entire town is wired with the latest in technology so that business can move in here and find the internet and whatever other high-tech features it needs readily accessible to it.
Hey, this place is connected. This place is going to, allow me to get out of maybe very high rent districts and into other places where I can have fast connections, fast access to information, and that's what my business needs. And if I have that, this is going to be a great place. It's going to be very attractive. So I think that hooking up with technology is just one thing further that's going to enhance our ability to attract jobs and attract people in.
The business districts as they exist now are tremendously underutilized. We feel that the new one we're going to create down here will easily create close to 300 jobs. We're looking to do a high-tech light industrial development on an old coal gasification plant, which we could get upwards of 200 jobs into. And then just the retail and commercial aspect of Broadway should be close to 300 to 400 jobs. So, we're looking in the neighborhood of 1,000 jobs over the next 5 to 7 years.
With the redevelopment effort, I see a very strong opportunity to address the issues of unemployment, underemployment, particularly with the collaborative effort of the Brookdale Community College and the Division of Vocational Rehabilitation Services coming together to really address these issues. And with businesses more and more relocating and anticipating business growth, I think definitely these issues could be addressed.
As a part of our Community Development Corporation, our CDC, we're really hoping to expand in order to do some job training that will provide the necessary skills for the potential workforce to be able to go into the businesses that are coming into town. And so I think there's a great match there that we will provide the training, and as businesses come to town, we will be able to partner with them in order to get folks in the right jobs with the right skills. Businesses
are going to find that just as we've been able to streamline a process so that developers who are building on the oceanfront have found it a great place to come in and work, somebody who is looking to develop a business that's going to grow is going to find Long Branch a really good place to be. They're going to be able to find people to work. They're going to find a local government that's interested in having them here. They're going to find a state and county government that knows what's in place and is going to be cooperative.
There's only one New Jersey shore. It's access to the ocean. It's access to a better quality of life. When we see the success of what's happening in the council, and particularly under the mayor's strong leadership in Long Branch, people are making substantial investments. The business community is coming back with shopkeepers, with small businesses. People are returning to purchase residential housing. The value of the housing stock is going up. So people understand that Long Branch is a good place to make a solid investment.